Hi guys, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to use the non-destructive lens flare action that I've created for myself. Now you can do this by hand, the steps aren't very many, but I didn't want to have to think about it when I went to use it, so I just created an action for myself that would reproduce this on the fly. By default, the lens flare option in Photoshop actually applies it to the photo itself. You can't take it back off or manipulate it again without actually going and doing an undo, which if you've saved the image and closed it, you've lost that history and you can't undo. So what this does is it actually creates the flare on a new layer and lets you then be able to remove that layer afterwards if you decide that you don't want it or you didn't get it quite looking the way you thought it would afterwards. So I'm going to walk you through it. Now the action itself is really straightforward, and it's even got some prompts on it that will tell you what to do throughout each step. So it says here on the next screen you're going to set your flare how you want it to look, and then we'll be temporarily undoing it so we can apply it to a separate layer later. So once you hit continue, you'll get the normal lens flare option box. So you're going to set your lens flare options here however you want it to look. So I've got 50 to 300 zoom lens type, my brightness is at 113%, and I've got it positioned where I want. You can see over here I've got this little bit of a glare from one of the Christmas lights that I took of this image of myself in the camera lens in the reflection here, and it kind of detracts from the photo. I didn't want to have to retake it because I'm going to be using it for some Christmas cards. And so I'm going to click OK on the lens flare the way I have it set up. And at this point, it's gone ahead and created a black separate layer that it's going to now apply the lens flare to. So it says don't make any changes at the next screen. So when this comes back up on the lens flare prompt, you're just going to click OK because you've already got your settings tuned in on the previous box. Once you click OK, it applies it, and there we are, we're done. You can see there's a new layer down in the bottom right hand side on my layers panel, and that lens flare is separate, so I can turn it on and off by itself or manipulate it. Obviously you can't do too much with moving it because it does cut off at the edges, but you do have more manipulation available to you because of that. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Happy to have any likes you want to give, and hope to see you at the next one.